Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me here as we talk some more movie news. So, this caught me by surprise last night, guys. I signed on to X and I came across this news story here talking about District 9 filmmaker Neill Blomkamp coming in to direct a new Starship Troopers movie. I mean, Starship Troopers, that original movie, it was campy, it was cheesy, it was fun, it was an action spectacle. It's like a cult following for that movie, and every year I go back and watch it. There's so much fun to be had with it. And the guy who directed District 9, one of the best sci-fi movies, period. The CGI in that movie was incredible, the action, the story, everything was incredible. And the fact that Neill Blomkamp is going to come in to direct this new Starship Troopers movie, this has me all the more excited. But anyway, that's enough waxing poetic. Let's get into this article here. Let's break down this information and see exactly what's going on with this new movie. So, this story is coming to us from The Hollywood Reporter. New Starship Troopers movie in the works from District 9 filmmaker Neill Blomkamp. Sony is behind the new adaptation, which is not a remake of Paul Verhoeven's 1997 film, but rather will go back to the 1959 novel as source material. So yeah, this is great. So it's not a rehash, it's not a remake, it's not a repeat, whatever word you want to use, of the 1997 movie. It's a faithful adaptation of the actual source material, which will have book fans all the more excited as well. So Johnny Rico is coming back to kill some more bugs. Columbia Pictures is plotting a new Starship Troopers movie set in District 9 filmmaker Neill Blomkamp to write and direct an adaptation of the classic sci-fi novel story by Robert A. Heinlein. Yeah, I mean, Neill Blomkamp, right, he does sci-fi movies. In his sci-fi movies, I've absolutely loved them, like Chappie, Elysium, District 9. They're just incredible. Like, the CGI in his movies, the atmosphere, the tone that he goes for is just great. And bringing that to a Starship Troopers kind of universe and mythology, I think it's going to be something really, really special. So Blomkamp will also produce the feature alongside Terry Tatchell, his partner and wife, who co-wrote the South African filmmakers District 9 and 2015 outing Chappie. So, published in 1959, Troopers ostensibly told an interstellar war between Earth and a host of bug-like aliens, a focus on a rise of military servicemen named Johnny Rico, but the story had other things on its mind, like exploring the strengths of life in military society, and such ideas as having to perform service in order to have voting rights. Yeah, I mean, so the book is very different to the novel in that way. I mean, the book is very different to the movie, I should say, sorry. The movie is more of a kind of a cheesy, kind of campy take on the source material, but the actual book itself is a more serious kind of look at military society and all that kind of stuff, so it's a lot more kind of political, if you want to go that route. But I mean, if you want to go the more serious sort of political route with the movie, I guess that could work. So, while the book won Hugo Award for the best novel and has been quite influential in sci-fi literature, some quarters describe the book as fascist. It was the tone that was satirized in the 1997 movie from Paul Verhoeven, the director of RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, and Showgirls. That's a great, man, that's a great kind of resume to have. He did RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, and Showgirls. What a resume to have, wow. Verhoeven was over the top in his depiction of the military jingoism, however you say that, and propaganda, fetishized costumes, and highlighted Nazi influences. Yeah, like I said, very, very campy, very cheesy, very over the top, and it sounds like this new movie is going to be more of a serious tone. So, Rico was played by square-jawed roughneck Casper Van Dien, and the cast included Dina Meyer, Denise Richards, Neil Patrick Harris, and Michael Ironside. While the movie was not initially a success, and some critics accused Verhoeven of putting a positive spin on fascism, the movie has since developed reprisal and a cult following. I mean, it's had a cult following for years. Like I said at the beginning of the video, people just love this film. It's like an action spectacle. I think it went on to do more sequels. I think there's a few sequels after the first Starship Troopers movie from 1997, but the other sequels, they weren't anywhere near as good as that first movie. They were kind of just cash grabs that didn't really go anywhere. But that first movie was really, really something, and it's great. Guys, I invite you to go and watch it. Please do watch it if you have not seen it. It's a great action spectacle about soldiers taking on a load of bugs, and explosions and guts and gore and everything you could want in a movie, really. Blomkamp's take is not to remake the Verhoeven movie. Sources say the goal is to go back to the source material. So Blomkamp most recently directed Gran Turismo. Do you know what? I still need to see that. I hear it's quite good. Sony Pictures, a critical and commercial success that grossed over 122 million worldwide. Yeah, I believe that's about a kid who plays Gran Turismo on his PlayStation, and he's so good that he enters a competition and he goes from being a Gran Turismo gamer to an actual driver in real life. Like, that sounds like a fascinating concept. So I'm going to have to dive into that at some point. The filmmaker showed his ability to tackle deep themes while balancing human vs alien conflicts in his splashy 2009 feature debut, District 9. Do you know what? You go onto social media and there's just comments on this Starship Troopers news that Neill Blomkamp is directing. There's just comment after comment saying, where is the District 9 sequel? People have been asking for it, clamoring for a District 9 sequel for years because that movie is so good. But where is the sequel? The movie was a hit at the box office and earned 4 Oscar nominations. That's how good this movie is, guys. Like I keep saying, I know I've said it before and I'm repeating myself, but if you have not seen District 9, please do go and watch it. You're really going to enjoy it. Including Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay for Blomkamp and Tatchell. Blomkamp followed that up with more sci-fi offerings, including Chappie. Again, I think that was a great movie. And Elysium, that had Matt Damon in it, I believe. That was a great film as well. He is repped by CEA and Glendler Kelly. So yeah, that's kind of the news that we have so far. Other than what's stated in this article, we don't have any further information. This news story literally broke last night just before I went to bed. And yeah, it's absolutely blown my mind because I never thought we'd see more Starship Troopers. But I guess when you look at things like the success of Helldivers, right? The video game. I mean, specifically when we're talking about Helldivers 2, maybe some of the executives at the studio behind this new Starship Troopers movie, maybe they looked over at the Helldivers 2 franchise and they thought, you know what, the popularity of having these space marines going down to planets, fighting these giant bugs, using these ridiculous explosive weapons, that was really, really popular in the Helldivers games. Maybe if we can replicate that success with the Starship Troopers franchise, because Starship Troopers and Helldivers, it's pretty much the same thing when you take it down to its core concept. Humans going down to planets, fighting giant bugs. And maybe the studio saw the franchise of Helldivers, thought, you know what, it's absolutely massive, let's replicate it with Starship Troopers. That could be part of the reason. I'm not saying it is the reason, I'm not saying that they even had that concept in mind, but it's just me theorizing. That could be a possibility. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Jump down into the comment section, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions on what you think about this news of Neill Blomkamp, the District 9 filmmaker, coming in to direct a new Starship Troopers movie. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? What do you think about it, guys? I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I always appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.